Make sure you are prepared for a significant financial breakthrough, since XRP is now on a meteoric rise, with the possibility of reaching heights of $1,650 to $2,900 by the end of the year 2024. The following is not only sensational discourse, it is based on a big advancement that has occurred: the anticipated introduction of an exchange-traded fund ETF for XRP. Think about this. BlackRock, the same financial powerhouse that established a Bitcoin exchange-traded fund ETF that was a huge hit, is now using its knowledge to XRP. As a result of BlackRock's remarkable track record, which includes the fact that practically every ETF application they have submitted has been approved, their entry into the XRP market is a game changer. But hold on, there's much more. However, BlackRock is not the only one making waves. Additionally, Grayscale is entering the arena at this time. Not only have they suggested setting up an exchange-traded fund ETF for XRP, but they have also included XRP in their cryptocurrency portfolio. XRPs and Ripple Labs are becoming increasingly influential in the field of international transactions, as this demonstrates more clearly. The Moneyside family, how are you? Thank you for visiting your go-to destination for anything related to XRP. Before we get into the meat of today's program, let's take a moment to briefly introduce ourselves. A simple favor is something I need from you. In order to become a member of our incredible community, you should go ahead and press that like button, click the subscribe button, and ring that notification bell. And just so you know, here's a heads up. We are getting closer and closer to the 60,000 subscriber level, and we are getting ready to kick off an epic XRP giveaway. There is no difficulty associated in participating in the giveaway. Simply keep these 3 easy steps in mind. Therefore, make sure that you are prepared and tuned in. Additionally, in order to ensure that you are eligible for the contest, be sure to use the hashtag Moneyside in the comments section. Let's take a look at what's new in the world of XRP and get started with the fascinating world of XRP. When one investigates the data in further depth, it becomes quite evident that BlackRock's reputation in terms of ETF approvals is almost exactly perfect. The traditional financial sector's perspective on digital currencies has undergone a significant transformation as a result of BlackRock's foray into the cryptocurrency and Web 3.0 markets. BlackRock is the world's most successful asset management company. The fact that they have an almost flawless approval record for exchange-traded funds (ETFs) is evidence of their unparalleled ability in navigating the financial market conditions. Take note that BlackRock has an incredible 99.8% approval rate for exchange-traded funds (ETFs), which makes them an unstoppable force in the ETF industry. Knowing the bigger picture is essential in this situation. There are a number of major financial firms like BlackRock and JP Morgan that have been interested in XRP. Additionally, they have been working hard to amass it. It has been reported, and there is even a document that has been leaked, that these titans have put more than 7.5% of their entire wealth into blockchain technology. A recently published piece that was subjected to extensive scrutiny even indicated that BlackRock could be moving its attention entirely from Bitcoin to XRP, which would indicate a substantial shift in their investing strategy. Because of this development, there is a growing demand in XRP, which makes the potential of a BlackRock-backed exchange-traded fund ETF for XRP more conceivable than it has ever been. However, this is where things start to get even more fascinating. In the ongoing tale of XRP, a new revelation has come to light. It is possible that an XRP ETP exists. The identity of the person who developed this exchange-traded fund ETF is still unknown, but the fact that it exists is an essential step in developing an ETF. According to reports, the XRP ETP has been released. However, it is still in the pre-release phase, and its value is still at 0. However, it is expected to be revealed at any moment soon. Moreover, there is more. This would coincide with the launch of both the exchange-traded fund ETF and the exchange-traded fund ETP, according to the rumors that are circulating. Despite the fact that this concurrent publication makes perfect sense, it also highlights the swift work that has been made toward the ETF, which may have followed just a few weeks after the introduction of a Bitcoin ETF. Taking all of this into consideration, and especially taking into account the fact that Bitcoin's price has risen to $43,000 even before the introduction of its exchange-traded fund, the potential for XRP is enormous. The value of XRP might skyrocket to $1,650 or even $25,000 if an exchange-traded fund (ETF) is introduced to the market. This is the kind of explosion that we are talking about. Okay, give me a chance to explain this, since it isn't as outlandish as it might appear to be. The XRP exchange-traded plan (ETP) has already been released, which paves the way for an XRP ETF to be created in just a few weeks. Vidal, a titan in the world of finance, has officially published the exchange-traded product for XRP. This fact surprised many people who were unaware of its existence. As a result, this indicates a swift progression toward the launch of an exchange-traded fund (ETF) that is expected to receive clearance from the United States Securities and Exchange Commission in the near future. In point of fact, we had a conversation on a newly published piece just yesterday. It disclosed, on the basis of a report that was leaked from none other than BlackRock, that an exchange-traded fund (ETF) for XRP may be just around the way. This leak suggested that an exchange-traded fund (ETF) application for XRP was about to be submitted. As if to add fuel to the fire, a prominent BlackRock analyst has issued a public statement announcing the development of a BlackRock exchange-traded fund (ETF) that is designed particularly for XRP. To go even farther, they made a reference to the iShares XRP Trust in connection with an application submitted to the ATF. In spite of my initial skepticism, I went ahead and checked this out for myself, and lo and behold, it is mentioned on the website of the Delaware list of corporations. This new development is a game changer, and it demonstrates how close we are to witnessing a seismic shift in the market presence of XRP. This shift may possibly coincide with or even surpass the moves that we have witnessed with Bitcoin's exchange-traded fund (ETF). Recent investigations have thrown light on a key change that has occurred in the realm of cryptography. The fact that BlackRock and JP Morgan have both purchased over 7.5 million XRP is a significant signal that institutions are becoming involved in the cryptocurrency market. BlackRock is at the forefront of it all, not only because they are hoarding XRP, but also because they are utilizing the XRP ledger in their operations, and most importantly because they are moving forward with the public release of an XRP exchange-traded fund. With BlackRock's nearly perfect track record when it comes to ETF approvals, the chances of the XRP ETF being given the go-ahead is over the roof. The influence that an exchange-traded fund (ETF) for XRP has on its value cannot be emphasized. Because of this, a target price of $9,831 for XRP, which may appear to be overly ambitious, begins to make sense when you take into consideration all of the significant changes that are scheduled to take place. Give it some thought. XRP is positioning itself to become a significant participant in the management of global debt transactions, particularly when the astonishing numbers are taken into consideration. There is a possibility that between $1.88 and $1.3 quadrillion will be transferred over the XRP ledger, with the ISDA being the primary driver of this transaction. Add to this the participation of the BRICS nations, which includes Saudi Arabia, all of which are incorporating the XRP ledger into their own systems, as well as the Republic of Palau, which is establishing its central bank digital currency based on the XRP ledger. Given that this scenario provides a classic